cannabis. Doctor say make a pop one of this. Make me fly like say I'm Aladdin. Come bring some kind melodies. Oh mommy myself no do pass like this. So many things inside of my jeans. Slide down EBTs, EBTs.
of Guyana, of rivers and plains, made rich by the sunshine and lushed by the rain. Sechem like and fair between mountains and seas. Your children salute you, dear land of the free. Dear land of Guyana, to you will we give our homage, our service each day that we live. God guard you, great mother, and make us to be more worthy our heritage, land of the free.
Esteemed Commissioner General of the Guyana Revenue Authority, Mr. Godfrey Stacia, Secretary of CARICOM, Dr. Carlo Barnett, Chairman and members of the Governing Board of the Guyana Revenue Authority, distinguished guests and colleagues, let us bow our heads in prayer. Almighty and everlasting God, we humble ourselves before you today with grateful hearts. We give you thanks for life. We give you thanks for the opportunity to gather here, and thanks for the shared commitment to serve our region. As we convene this 27th Conference of the Caribbean Organization of Tax Administrators, we submit ourselves to your divine grace. We pray that these proceedings are guided by wisdom, mutual respect, and unity of purpose. Our expectations are that the deliberations, discussions, and decisions that ensue will advance our administrations to become better, stronger, and future-ready. Grant us the knowledge, the wisdom, and courage to embrace new strategies, new structures, and new systems which support our shared values. As we commit these sessions into your hands, we declare that the predetermined goals will be met, thereby ensuring progress and prosperity to our individual nations and the Caribbean community as a whole. We also submit all the families represented here into your hands. May you continue to bless the government and people of Guyana and the entire Caribbean community. May you take the honor and the glory. Amen. Thank you.
Please remain standing as we have a moment of silence in memory of the victims of the MV Burima tragedy, and our thoughts and prayers are with the families and loved ones of all those affected. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now take your seats. So good morning once again, and welcome to Guyana, and welcome, and a special welcome to the 27th General Assembly and Technical Conference of the Caribbean Organization of Tax Administrators, hosted by the CARICOM Secretariat and the Guyana Revenue Authority, under the theme Future Ready CARICOM Tax Administration, Smart, Data-Driven, and AI-Enabled for Sustainable Revenue. Please allow me, before we begin, to formally recognize Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of the Caribbean Community, His Excellency George Talbot, Ambassador of Guyana to the Caribbean Community, Ms. Lorena Solorzano, Country Representative, IDB Guyana, Mr. Godfrey Stacia, Commissioner General of the Guyana Revenue Authority, Ms. Felicia Ellie, President of COTA and Comptroller of Inland Revenue, St. Lucia, members of the Executive Council of COTA, Ms. Evelyn Wayne, Executive Secretary of COTA and Advisor, CARICOM Secretariat, the Governing Board of the Guyana Revenue Authority, representatives from the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, Caribbean Regional Technical Assistance Center, Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, Inter-American Development Bank, the World Bank, and the Inter-American Center of Tax Administration, academics from the University of the West Indies and the University of Guyana, delegates from COTA member states, executives from the Guyana Revenue Authority, and staff of the CARICOM Secretariat, specially invited guests, members of the media, those following us on social media platforms, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all. I'm DK Noel, Manager Communications at the CARICOM Secretariat, and I'll MC this morning's opening session. So, ladies and gentlemen, in today's increasingly complex global economy, tax administration offices across the Caribbean community are navigating both pressing challenges and promising opportunities in strengthening their domestic resource mobilization. Issues such as limited administrative capacity, high levels of informality, and constrained fiscal space make it even more critical to modernize tax systems in ways that are practical, inclusive, and sustainable. Your role as tax administrators is critical to regional integration and achieving the tenets of the CARICOM single market and economy. We recognize your efforts, and I really want you to give yourselves a round of applause for, one, your interest, and for being here and participating in this conference. To officially welcome you all this morning, I warmly invite the President of COTA and Comptroller of Inland Revenue of St. Lucia, Ms. Felicia Ellie, to the floor.
Good morning, everyone. Our MC has so eloquently done the recognition of our invited guests and our dignitaries here. So please allow me to adopt the protocol that he has already established. And it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you to the 27th General Assembly and Technical Conference of COTA under the theme, Future Ready CARICOM Tax Administration, Smart, Data-Driven, and AI-enabled for sustainable revenue. As I begin my brief remarks, I know we just had a moment of silence, but I would like to extend our deepest sympathies to the people and government of Guyana following the recent tragic boat accident, which claimed precious lives and has brought grief to many families and communities. On behalf of everyone gathered here, we offer our sincere condolences to those who have lost loved ones and express our solidarity with the people of Guyana during this difficult time. I also wish to express heartfelt gratitude to the Guyana Revenue Authority for graciously hosting this year's conference. Commissioner General, we thank you for your management team and members of your staff whose dedication and meticulous planning have made this gathering possible. Your warm hospitality reflects the generosity and professionalism for which Guyana is known. This conference comes at a defining moment for tax administrations across our region. For while our countries may differ in size, geography, and economic circumstances, we all wrestle with similar challenges. We operate in an increasingly complex environment where technological innovation, changing taxpayer expectations, emerging business models, and growing demands for public services require us to rethink how we administer our tax systems. And all tax administrations, whether we are large or small, whether we are more advanced or less advanced, we want to improve compliance. We want to simplify our processes. We want to harness the technology that is at hand. And somehow, all of us want to convince our taxpayers that filing on time is better, or filing early, I should say, is better than waiting at the last minute. Over the next few days, our theme will challenge us to embrace a future where tax administrations are not only efficient, but intelligent. After all, we have SMART in our theme, right? We're leveraging data, where we leverage data to make better decisions. We're harnessing artificial intelligence to improve compliance and service delivery become commonplace. The first part of our theme, being future ready, is not simply about adopting new technologies. It is about transforming our organizations. It is about investing in our people, strengthening governance, safeguarding taxpayer information, and ensuring that innovation is guided by fairness, transparency, and accountability. It is about being committed to maintaining public trust and delivering equitable outcomes for all taxpayers. Data-driven. Our tax systems are being called upon to do more with less, to be faster, smarter, more transparent, and more responsive. Data has become one of the most valuable assets, and artificial intelligence is rapidly moving from being a topic of discussion to becoming an operational reality. AI-enabled. In this room, I am sure we can say that there are varying degrees of comfort, even as we hear that term, AI-enabled. I want to say that AI is here, and as smart administrations, we should seek to utilize all available tools and resources to harness compliance. Today, I submit that this includes embracing AI, but using it in a responsible manner. Utilizing AI not to replace the judgment of our tax officials, but as a tool to help us make better decisions. After all, even the smartest algorithm still needs someone wise enough to ask the right questions, and occasionally also to remind that not everything can be solved with a spreadsheet. Over the coming days, we have an excellent opportunity to exchange ideas, share experiences, learn from one another's successes, and also each other's challenges. We'll also explore practical solutions that will help strengthen revenue administration throughout our region. The challenges before us are significant, but so too are the opportunities. Just look around. I'm sure we can find the opportunities. By embracing innovation, responsibility, strengthening regional cooperation, and sharing practical solutions, we can build tax administrations that are equipped not only for today's demands, but also for tomorrow's opportunities. The collective knowledge represented in this room is one of our greatest assets, and I encourage each of you to participate actively in the discussions. Our theme speaks of smart, data-driven, and AI-enabled. So it is my hope that we leave here remembering not only these, but also the other critical ingredient called collaboration. No matter how advanced our technology becomes, there is still no substitute for leaders, for colleagues to share ideas. There is no substitute for us to build relationships and occasionally to borrow a good idea from a colleague. After all, when we share good ideas, they multiply. I am confident that this conference will produce meaningful insights, strengthen our partnerships, and inspire innovative approaches that will benefit our respective administrations long after we return home. As I close, I want to encourage our over 50 participants. You are here. So generously share, actively participate, intentionally seek to build.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Thank you for sharing your views on the theme and specifically AI use in tax administration. I was just advised that this is Ms. Ellie's second year in her term, and I think we can give her a round of applause for her service to COTA during the time. So the CARICOM song is the official anthem of the Caribbean community. Given CARICOM's role in COTA and our collaboration on this year's assembly and conference, it is therefore fitting for us to deliver this rendition. You may, as people from the region and further afield, you may be moved differently by the song. So if you wish to stand, if you wish to tap your feet, if you wish to clap, you can. But it's the official song of the Caribbean community.
Raise your voices high and sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong. Feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate in song as we rise to heights where we belong. Sound the victory drum. Oh, CARICOM, hele, hele, wabo. Oh, puyo sing CARICOM, leve, leve, wow. Hele, hele, tabu ya tabu, wawo. Naki yo drum CARICOM, leve, leve, wow.
Now, intentionally, we played the shortened version because we know that the longer version may have a little bit more, may encourage a little bit more dancing and fun. So we don't want to deter the program any further. So the CARICOM single market and economy was established to deepen regional integration, drive sustained economic development, and build economic resilience within our community. Some of you know the 5 core regimes of the CSME, but I'll say it again. Free movement of goods, free movement of skilled community nationals, right of establishment of businesses, free movement of services by CARICOM, and free movement of capital. So as you could see, your role is critical to the full implementation of CSME and the work that you do in tax administration. As the overall driver of the activities and initiatives and direction regarding the CSME, I'm happy to warmly invite our Secretary General, Dr. Carla Barnett, to give her remarks. Let's warmly welcome her, please.
Thank you very much, DK, and it's my pleasure to be here this morning. Ms. Felicia Lille, Controller of Indian Revenue of St. Lucia, Mr. Godfrey Stacia, the President, the Commissioner General, and other staff of the Guyana Revenue Authority, members of COTA, specially invited guests, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen all. As I address you this morning, we continue to keep the government and people of Guyana in our hearts and prayers following the MV Barima tragedy. On behalf of the Caribbean community, I reiterate our heartfelt condolences to everyone impacted. CARICOM stands in solidarity with all and will continue to support in every possible way. It is my pleasure to address the 27th General Assembly and Technical Conference of the Caribbean Organization of Tax Administrators, COTA, a long-standing and valued institutional partner of the Caribbean community, which advances regional cooperation in tax administration. I express my sincere appreciation to the Guyana Revenue Authority for hosting this important gathering and commend COTA for convening another forum dedicated to strengthening one of the most important pillars of public sector management. This gathering of tax administrators comes at a defining time for the Caribbean community. The Conference of CARICOM Heads of Government, held in St. Lucia earlier this month, continued to advance our agenda to build a more resilient, competitive, and prosperous community. We have widened the community with the recent admission of 2 additional associate member, governments possess sustained fiscal capacity to invest in development, respond to ever-increasing crises, and deliver essential public services. Particularly in this period, when international development cooperation is increasingly uncertain, sustainable development more than ever depends on more reliable, resilient, and homegrown sources of financing long-term growth and prosperity. For the Caribbean community, this is particularly challenging. Our member states face structural vulnerabilities associated with small size, openness of our economies, and consequently, high exposure to external economic shocks, and increasingly destructive and more frequent weather events such as storms, floods, and droughts, fueled by climate change. These realities place considerable pressure on public finances at precisely the time when governments must increase investment in context. The work of COTA is even more relevant. Since its establishment in 1971, COTA has increasingly exemplified the spirit of strong and dynamic intra-regional cooperation and collaboration in tax administration. For more than 5 decades, COTA has served as the community's principal technical forum for tax administrations to exchange knowledge and experience, build professional capacity, and develop common approaches to advance improvements in revenue administration across member states. By fostering collaboration, strengthening institutions, and promoting sharing of best practices, COTA has played an important role in enhancing public sector governance across the region and advancing the broader development objectives of the Caribbean community. The continued advancement of the CSME depends on harmonized policies and regulatory frameworks, and on strong public institutions that give practical effect to regional decisions. Public institutions that promote transparency, fairness, certainty, and efficiency are essential to foster economic confidence and support regional integration. Effective tax administration, continuous professional development, and institutional strengthening. The international tax environment continues to change. New and evolving standards relating to tax transparency, including exchange of information, beneficial ownership, digitalization, and the taxation of multinational enterprises, continue to reshape the global fiscal landscape. For small developing states with limited administrative resources, keeping pace with these changes requires continuous institutional strengthening, investment in human capital, and sustained regional cooperation and collaboration. COTA has become one of the principal vehicles for regional engagement with international partners, fostering cooperation, building technical capacity, and amplifying the collective voice of CARICOM tax administrators. Distinguished guests, the theme of this conference, Future Ready CARICOM Tax Administration, Smart, Data-Driven, and AI-Enabled for Sustainable Revenue, appropriately recognizes that technology is an increasingly important tool in modern revenue administration. Digital technologies, advanced data analytics, and artificial intelligence offer significant opportunities to improve taxpayer services, strengthen voluntary compliance, identify fraud more effectively, and enable revenue authorities to make better use of limited resources. At the same time, tax administrations must contend with challenges such as cybersecurity risks, rapidly evolving technologies, and the need to bridge digital divides within and across the region. In CARICOM, our ability to pool expertise, exchange practical experiences, and develop innovative solutions provides a basis for building institutional capacity together more effectively than any member state could achieve alone. This collaborative approach has defined COTA for over half a century and will remain essential as our revenue administrations continue their digital transformation. Your deliberations over the next few days will no doubt generate practical insights and actionable recommendations to strengthen the effectiveness, efficiency, and resilience of tax administrations across CARICOM. Such recommendations could help to ensure we can achieve great things, embracing innovation that advances the sustainable development of our countries and our community. I wish you every success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. I now invite Mr. Abel Stokes, who will do a rendition of a Guyanese classic, Not a Blade of Grass.
All right. This song is written and performed mostly by the late, great Dave Martins, so I hope you enjoy. We ain't giving up no mountain. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river. That belong to me. I don't want blue sake. I don't want rice grain. I don't want girl. That's a better grass. This land is our land now. We gonna make it somehow. No mountain. We ain't giving up our trees. We ain't giving up no river that belong to me. I don't want blue sake. I don't want rice grain. Not one grass. That's a better grass. We love the open country of our open land and our equable daytime or night. Sometimes you criticize it, but this is our home, we love it. And we mean to keep it, cause we have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river that belong to me. I don't want blue sake. That's a better grass. Thank you.
Now, I've heard many versions and renditions of this song, so it was really good to hear Mr. Stokes this morning. Could we give him another round of applause, please? So we are supposed to move to our featured speaker. Since we are hoping that he will arrive soon, we will play the other two verses of the CARICOM song. So by the end of this session, you should know some of the words. So, AV team, could we play the CARICOM song again, please? And hopefully the timing will be perfect.
Raise your voices high and sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong. Feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate in song as we rise to heights where we belong. Sound the victory drum. Oh, Caracon, hele, hele, bravo. Oh, pour your sing, Caracon. Leve, leve, wow. Hele, hele, tapo, yeah, tapo, wow. Rock your drum, Caracon. Leve, leve, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could just give us 2 minutes, please, and we will resume the program. Ladies and gentlemen, we acknowledge the arrival of Dr. the Honorable Ashmi Singh, Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance. Minister, I think your timing was perfect because we're just about to do the featured address. After a few renditions of the CARICOM song. So while many of you may be familiar with our next speaker, for our viewing and listening audience, I wish to include some key facts. So Dr. Singh was first appointed as Minister of Finance in 2026 and served continuously in that capacity until 2015. Following that, he had a distinguished career at the IMF, where he worked for years on a diverse range of country issues in Africa, the Middle East, Central Asia, and Europe. Before being appointed minister in 2006, Dr. Singh had served in several senior public finance capacities in Guyana's civil service, including as Director of Budget in the Ministry of Finance and Deputy Auditor General in the Office of the Auditor General. He also served concurrently in other capacities, including as Chairman of the Governing Board of GRA. And in 2020, Dr. Singh resumed the financial mantle as Senior Minister with responsibility for finance. And that continued again recently in last year. So please join me in warmly welcoming this morning's featured speaker, the Honorable Dr. Ashni Singh, Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, distinguished CARICOM Secretary General, Chairman of the Governing Board of the Guyana Revenue Authority, and my distinguished predecessor in the Ministry of Finance, former Finance Minister Sesnarain Kaulisar, members of the Governing Board, CG, Deputy CG, officials of the CARICOM Secretariat, executives. I'm not sure what the governance structure is of COTA, but members of the governing board of COTA, of the Caribbean Organization of Tax Administrators, and of course, most of all, our distinguished members of the diplomatic corps, and of course, most of all, our distinguished delegates. And allow me, of course, to extend a special welcome to those of you who are visiting Guyana for this conference. I should, of course, also acknowledge that you have representatives of several international organizations, including, I'm advised, FAD has a presence, and I'm told that CARTAC has a presence here too. So welcome to all of you. Allow me, first of all, on behalf of President Irfan Ali and the entire government of Guyana and the people of Guyana, permit me to extend to all of you a warm welcome to Guyana, those of you who are visiting Guyana, and a welcome more broadly to those of you participating in this 27th General Assembly and Technical Conference of the Caribbean Organization of Tax Administrators. I want also to apologize for the lateness of my own arrival this morning. As you probably know, we're grappling with a number of challenging circumstances right now. We are still wrestling with a major catastrophe that has had very significant fatality. That is, of course, consuming much of our attentions right now, dominating, justifiably and correctly so, dominating our attentions. And so I really am sorry that I didn't I wasn't able to be here for the opening remarks. But that notwithstanding, we're very happy to be able to host this COTA conference in 2026. And in particular, we took note of the theme, which I'm advised is Future Ready CARICOM Tax Administration's Smart, Data-Driven and AI-Enabled for Sustainable Revenue. It's not my intention to give anything remotely close to a feature address today. I have no doubt that you have in this room abundant global and regional expertise on the subject matter that you will be considering. I want very simply to share with you a few remarks that I trust will be relevant and perhaps might be self-evident. I don't anticipate that I'll be telling you anything that you don't already know. Needless to say, the tax administration function is an extremely important one to the economic and fiscal well-being of our countries. And we, having recognized the importance of a modern, effective tax administration, took the decision some years ago to establish a single Guyana Revenue Authority, integrating what was previously separate administrative capabilities, administering, on the one hand, the income tax department, as they were then called, the Inland Revenue Department, or administering the direct taxes of our country, separate and distinct from the Customs and Excise Department. And so at the time that we took the decision to integrate these separate government departments, which is what we had inherited from, indeed, which is the structure that we inherited at the time that we became an independent country, we took the decision to establish this single integrated Guyana Revenue Authority, a decision that I know many countries in our region have also and since taken. And the intention at the time was to be able to administer all taxes in an integrated way because of the evident opportunities for more efficient administration given the respective data sets, the respective bodies of information that the Customs and Excise Department and the Inland Revenue Department, as they were then known, clearly had in their respective possession. Subsequently, when we introduced a value-added tax and an excise tax, we resided the responsibility for administering the value-added tax and the excise tax department also in the Revenue Authority. And so there came to be in establishment this single Guyana Revenue Authority with the capability to administer all of our tax laws. And Over time, I believe we have seen the remarkable benefits to be had from this single integrated tax office. Because, of course, like I said, there is evident opportunity for exchange of information, trade information with income information, revenue and turnover information, and income declarations, and ensuring that these reflect a degree of consistency that would be desirable in effective tax administration. And we've seen the returns to this. We've also, of course, deployed technology solutions. We've deployed multiple generations of information technology-based tax administration platforms, successive generations of these. And we've endeavored over the years to deploy, using current technology, additional solutions, including, for example, digital solutions that have allowed for an app that the Guyana Revenue Authority now has that allows for electronic filing of taxes and electronic of tax returns and electronic interaction with the Revenue Authority. And we've seen an astronomical take-up of these digital solutions. But I rather suspect that, and so we've made phenomenal gains in this regard. And Commissioner General, I thank you. In fact, I thank your predecessors in office and you in more recent years. I thank the chairman of the board and his predecessors too, and your staff and your team for the remarkable work that the GRA has done since its establishment in becoming what we believe is a modern and very capable tax administration. Without taking away from, in any way, our recognition, our unreserved recognition of the remarkable progress that has been made in improving and modernizing tax administration, I think it would be fair to say that recent technological developments, particularly in relation to big data, machine learning, and the tools of data science and data analytics have opened a whole new host of possibilities that were hitherto not available to us. Today we have tools available, readily available, that allow for data mining at a speed and with an efficiency and with a degree of sophistication that just a few years ago were simply not available. And there are few examples of areas in public administration where these tools and technologies have the potential to yield as significant benefits as they could. There are few examples of areas of public administration in which these technologies can yield benefits as tremendous as they can in the tax administration. Because if you consider, for example, today, the speed with which we can examine data submitted in relation to declarations, prices, volumes, declared values, and conduct very sophisticated analytics on this data with a dizzying speed in nanoseconds. The possibilities, if you will permit a little cliche, the possibilities are almost boundless, almost limitless. And notwithstanding the gains that we have made at the GRA, I'm sure that you would agree with me, Commissioner General, that we are still to realize the full potential of these exciting new possibilities offered by artificial intelligence and big data. And so I believe that the consideration, and I know that at the international level, a lot of work has gone into considering, I know the OECD, there's been a lot of work on the possibilities offered by artificial intelligence and its everything else that falls under that nomenclature, the possibilities that are unlocked by these digital tools that are now available to us. I know that the IMF, in its Fiscal Affairs Department, its Revenue Administration divisions of its Fiscal Affairs Department, I know that there too, a lot of work has been done on examining the potential of digitization to unlock exciting possibilities in transforming the efficiency, the operations and the operational efficiency, perhaps, of revenue administrations and increasing revenue yields. And so the deliberations of the next few days, that you will be here, and the subject matter that you've chosen to address, I believe, are very timely. I think this is a very timely topic. And I want to urge that we take advantage of the opportunity to get ourselves acquainted with cutting-edge thought on how information technology, artificial intelligence in particular, and AI tools can be used to transform tax administrations. And I want to urge that we do so not only in Guyana, but I want to urge too that we do so. I want to urge our brothers and sisters from other CARICOM jurisdictions to consider carefully how these tools can be deployed for more efficient and effective tax administration. I want to take advantage of the opportunity to make a couple other points that I've always been at pains to make whenever I engage with the GRA, and now of course I'm engaging with the GRA and their counterparts from across the Caribbean. It goes without saying that tax offices, revenue agencies or revenue authorities or tax administration departments, however styled, play a very important dual role in our economy, in our respective economies. The first, of course, is revenue protection and revenue collection, which is the obvious one. And here, of course, you have an important responsibility to administer the tax laws and revenue laws of our country, of our respective countries, in fact, to ensure that you protect and collect the revenues that are due and payable under those laws. But in discharging that function, you also have a very important responsibility in business and trade facilitation, because the efficient, fair, and equitable application and administration of our tax laws is an absolutely indispensable component in the health of our environment for doing business. People doing business in our respective jurisdictions, people doing business in Guyana and in the Caribbean, need to know that they have a predictable regime of fiscal laws that will be applied fairly, equitably, and efficiently. Investors coming to our countries expect that they will have a predictable and are looking for predictability in the fiscal frameworks in the host countries in which they're operating. And especially in a rapidly growing economy like Guyana's, where we have unprecedented levels of foreign direct investment and unprecedented levels even of domestic private investment, both domestic investors and foreign investors are investing in our country, in Guyana's case, and the same applies to any other jurisdiction in the region and indeed anywhere else in the world. Investors expect to find a predictable fiscal framework, a set of tax laws that will be applied consistently, fairly, and indeed efficiently. And here again, I believe that technology holds significant possibilities that are as yet unlocked. And I want to urge that the Guyana Revenue Authority and tax jurisdictions across the Caribbean remain mindful of this dual responsibility. And I don't believe that they are conflicting or conflictual. I don't believe that they collide with each other. Instead, I believe that they are complementary to each other. I believe facilitating investment and trade in an efficient way does not conflict in any way with revenue protection and revenue collection. If we maintain a revenue administration that enjoys a high degree of confidence and demonstrates world-class efficiency in the quality of the service that it provides to its citizens, to our citizens, then I believe that will redound to even stronger economic growth, more investment, and therefore significant revenue expansion as well. And that is a point that on every occasion that I've spoken to tax administrations or administrators, I've been at pains to emphasize, ensuring that we remain always mindful of that dual responsibility. In the same breath, we want to, and we aspire to in Guyana, and I believe we have made significant gains in achieving a more citizen-friendly tax administration, here again without compromising the revenue. Because we are here to serve. And in service, we mean ensuring that our citizens, both corporate and natural, are able to interact with the tax administration in a manner that inspires confidence in them, knowing that in their interactions with the tax office, they must encounter a quality of service that they consider to be friendly and facilitative of their interactions. And here again, I don't believe that that in any way conflicts with the obligations to protect and collect revenue. And here again, I believe that technology offers limitless possibilities. Like I said, I think that we've made a lot of gains already at the Revenue Authority, and Commissioner General, my compliments to you and your team on the very exciting innovations that you've introduced that I don't think we speak about often enough. Like, for example, the number of people who now file electronically, the volume of taxes that you now collect electronically and using electronic means. And I don't think that we speak as much as we should, perhaps. And I am as responsible as anybody else for that. I don't think we speak as much as we should and we could in relation to the gains that we've made in that regard. And we should speak more about these gains. So I want to compliment you for the gains that you have made and the progress that you have made. But in the same breath say that I don't believe that we have achieved nearly as much as we potentially could, particularly with the technologies that are now available. So I was very happy to note that you've chosen particularly to focus on this particular theme. I want to urge you to contemplate in particular and share the benefit of conferences such as this is, of course, you have an opportunity to hear from your international counterparts, your counterparts from the rest of the world. You have an opportunity to hear from international and regional experts, and you have an opportunity, of course, to exchange experiences with your counterparts across CARICOM. I believe you have, in this conference, a remarkable opportunity to share and compare experiences. And there is no necessity for us necessarily to reinvent the wheel. Others have done this before us. They've done this elsewhere. There are other people already deploying technology and technological solutions in a way that are yielding them benefits. There's absolutely no necessity for us to reinvent the wheel. I urge you to avail yourselves of the opportunity to compare experiences, to share examples, and to consider how each of us in our respective CARICOM jurisdictions can learn from each other and learn from the accumulation of global experience in leveraging and in deploying today's technology and even tomorrow's technology being, and of course we've seen the speed at which AI is evolving and the speed at which technology is evolving. I urge you to contemplate ways in which we can use today's and tomorrow's technology to achieve these objectives of truly modern or even more modern and even more efficient tax administrations. We want in Guyana, we want a world-class tax administration, a world-class tax administration. That's what we're aspiring to. We want to achieve it in the shortest possible time. And that's a tax administration that that administers our laws, like I said, fairly and equitably and efficiently, optimizes on our revenue collection, and enjoys a high level of public and investor and corporate and citizen confidence. And technology, we believe, will have an extremely important role to play in the realization of that objective. So thank you very much, SG, and your team. I see Evelyn in the front row there too. Thank you very much for the role that you would have played in bringing CARICOM tax administrators to Guyana. Thank you very much, CG, for the chairman and CG, and your respective teams for the work that you would have done in preparing for this conference. And I wish you, and thank you very much, of course, to those who are visiting Guyana. Welcome to Guyana. And I hope you have a productive stay and useful and productive and interesting deliberations that translate into meaningful and lasting positive impact on the quality of tax administration in the Caribbean region. Thank you very much and good luck with your deliberations. And my apologies once again for being late and being a little bit rushed, but please understand that we're juggling several things right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister, for taking the time to be here in spite of the competing priorities. Our prayers and thoughts are with you and the government as you deal with the consequent activities and all the memorial activities over the next few weeks. So in addition to her skill in tax administration and her expertise in law, Michelle Singh, Corporate Secretary at the Guyana Revenue Authority, is also a poet. So she will deliver a poem for you this morning, aptly titled The Tax Administrator. So let's warmly welcome Michelle.
Honorable Dr. Ashley Singh, may I have your kind approval to stand on the protocols already established? Thank you. The tax administrator. This profession is an act of love, for it always requires much more than a contractual footnote of going beyond the call of duty. This profession is not a marriage of convenience, for it requires that we think abundantly, speak authentically, and serve willingly. This profession requires that we maintain the highest standard of care since we autograph our excellence on every job we do. This profession is a selfless act, first, as a servant of the public, with its timelines and deadlines and sometimes newspaper punchlines. In this profession, like the Apostle Matthew, we ask, seek, and knock, for we understand fully that collaboration and cooperation promotes community every day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. And you said something there about it being an act of love. I remember last week I went into Miss Wayne's office and she had papers, she had her laptop, she had her desktop open. I said, "When are you going home?" And she said, "You know, I love what I do and I really want this conference to be a success." So I would like to really invite Miss Wayne forward now to introduce the recognition and of the COTA Awards to those who would have contributed to the region, well, to their countries and directly to the region over the years. Ms. Wayne.
Thank you, DK. Minister, welcome, and thank you for joining us this morning. May I stand on the protocols already established? Ladies and gentlemen, this morning I have the honor to announce the COTA Appreciation Awards. The COTA Appreciation Award is conferred on individuals who have demonstrated exceptional dedication, distinguished service, and a sustained commitment to the advancement of tax and revenue administration within their jurisdictions and across the Caribbean community. This year, we are pleased to recognize 4 outstanding individuals whose contributions have left a lasting impact on their organizations, their colleagues, and the wider Caribbean community. Each of the recipients being recognized today has fully satisfied the established criteria for the award, having exemplified professionalism, leadership, integrity, and excellence throughout their careers. As we celebrate their achievements and service, we also acknowledge the significant role they've played in strengthening revenue administration and strengthening the COTA network. So please join me as we confer the COTA Appreciation Awards 2026 in recognition of our 4 deserving recipients. The first recipient is Mr. Edward Gift, retired former Comptroller of Inland Revenue, St. Kitts and Nevis. Mr. Gift is recognized for his outstanding contribution to the modernization of tax administration and dedicated service to the revenue administration community in St. Kitts and Nevis and the wider Caribbean community. We honor him as a visionary leader and champion for innovation and regional cooperation. Next, we honor Mrs. Olivia Marcia Vite, retired Comptroller of Inland Revenue, St. Lucia. Marcia is recognized for her distinguished and dedicated service to tax administration and significant contribution to the advancement of revenue administration in St. Lucia and the Caribbean community. Ms. Vite is commended as a leader, a mentor, and trusted steward of public service. Our next 2 awardees have passed on, so I ask that we pause for a moment to honor the memory of 2 distinguished individuals whose contributions to tax and revenue administration continue to inspire us. Although no longer with us, their legacy of service, professionalism, and dedication endures. It is therefore with deep respect and gratitude that we confer the COTA Appreciation Award
on Mr. Edgar Egerton Halliger, CCH, and Mr. Kershid Sator, former Commissioners General of the Guyana Revenue Authority. This posthumous award is conferred upon Mr. Halliger in recognition of his distinguished service, exemplary leadership, and dedication in tax administration in Guyana and the Caribbean community. His enduring legacy of integrity and dedication continues to inspire excellence in revenue administration in Guyana and throughout the Caribbean community. The COTA Appreciation Award is conferred posthumously on Mr. Kershid Sator in recognition of his exceptional leadership, distinguished service, commitment to innovation, and outstanding contribution to the advancement of tax administration in Guyana and the Caribbean community. His enduring legacy of leadership and distinguished career remains an inspiration to tax administrators in Guyana and throughout the Caribbean community. I understand the Mr. Sator's son is here, as well as Mr. Halliger's granddaughter. Okay. So, Minister, may I ask that you present the award, Mr. Halliger's award, to his granddaughter? SG, may I ask you to present to Mr. Sator's Riyadh? Please come forward. CG, may I ask you to present Ms. Vite's award to... Okay. To the delegate from St. Lucia. Please come forward. And Madam President, could you present the award to the delegate from St. Kitts Nevis? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wayne, and congratulations to the representatives who would be receiving these awards. So as we bring the proverbial curtain down on this morning's opening session, I invite Ms. Hema Khan, Deputy Commissioner General of the Guyana Revenue Authority, to deliver her remarks. And following that, we will proceed to the family photo with the delegates and the members of the head table. right? So they will pose with the delegates for their photo, family photo. But before we invite Ms. Khan, before Ms. Khan comes on, I would like to echo the Secretary General's appreciation to the Guyana Revenue Authority and specifically Commissioner Stacia and his very competent planning team for being such gracious hosts, but also being really great collaborators in the planning process. So could we give the Guyana Revenue Authority a round of applause? And let's also continue that by warmly welcoming Ms. Khan.
Okay, having observed the established protocols, permit me to extend a warm good morning to you all. As we conclude this opening ceremony, it is fitting that we pause to express our sincere appreciation to the many individuals and organizations whose contributions have made this 27th General Assembly and Technical Conference a reality. As mentioned earlier, following a change in the original hosting arrangements, the Guyana Revenue Authority was invited by the Executive Council of COTA to assume responsibility for hosting this conference. Our Commissioner General accepted the challenge and placed his confidence in our team to deliver an event worthy of this distinguished gathering. We are grateful for the trust placed in us and are honored to welcome you all to Guyana. We extend our sincere appreciation to the Honorable Senior Minister, Dr. Ashley Singh, for his inspiring and insightful feature address and for the Government of Guyana's continued support of this important regional initiative. Our heartfelt thanks are also extended to the Secretary General of CARICOM, Dr. Carla Barnett, Ms. Evelyn Wayne, staff of the CARICOM Secretariat, and the COTA Executive Council for their guidance, partnership, and close collaboration throughout the planning and preparation of this conference. Conferences may be remembered for what happens on the stage, but they succeed because of the many people working beyond it. We therefore express our appreciation to everyone who contributed to today's opening session, the Master of Ceremonies, distinguished speakers, protocol and security personnel, cultural performers, technical and audiovisual teams, the venue staff, and all those working behind the scenes to ensure that every detail came together seamlessly. Special recognition must go to our small but exceptional organizing team, headed by Ms. Nicole Williams of the GRA and Mr. Matthew Gall of CARICOM. You have worked tirelessly through early mornings, late evenings, weekends, and many hours beyond the call of duty to make this event a success. So let me just give you a Okay, your professionalism, creativity, and commitment are deeply appreciated. Finally, we are honored to welcome representatives from the tax administrations of 16 participating jurisdictions, together with our value development partners from OECD, CARTAC, and SEAC, and other regional and international organizations. We recognize that your participation required balancing work commitments, travel schedules, budgetary constraints, and the many logistical challenges that often accompany attending an overseas conference. As the Secretary General mentioned earlier, your presence reflects our shared commitment to strengthening tax administration, promoting regional cooperation, and advancing the exchange of knowledge and best practices. As we formally begin this conference, we look forward to insightful discussions, stronger partnerships, and practical outcomes that will advance tax administration across our region. On behalf of the Guyana Revenue Authority and COTA, I thank each of you for your presence and for your support. We wish you a productive and rewarding conference, and once again, a warm welcome to Guyana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Khan. And we'd also like to thank our viewing audience online, on social media, and for the media who would have been here, thank you very much for your coverage. So delegates, if you could join us for the family photo, and we resume in 20 minutes right after the break with the official activities will resume. So hopefully, so if you can come back here within 20 minutes, that will be ideal. So have a good morning, safe journey. Those who are leaving the conference, leaving this venue, please have a safe journey to your next location. Thank you very much.
Where is the family photo?